My mind went to, as soon as you said you want the big burst damage coming through for the Centaur Warrior to follow up on the Centaur Warrior. You know, my mind just went straight to techies. You know, the new iteration of techies with the blast off into the sticky bomb with the mines going down as well. The just the amount of damage that the techies does, and then you follow up obviously with the taser for some more control. It's just, in my mind, I've started playing it a little bit more. You know, I'm kind of getting used to it. I'm kind of getting into the idea of the new techies, and I'm hoping it gets picked up a little bit more.
Every single time I see techies, I still have like a gag reflex, you know. The thing is, the hero has changed, so I'm, you know, trying to give it some love. But it's gonna take some time for me and some of the other players. Cobalt is the type of player though that does play the techies, and here's the aggressive laner with an IO. The other side, it's not gonna be the Slark. A little bit of a tough game for a Slark, you know, against the Winter Wyvern. Sometimes it can go both ways, but Yersa doesn't really care. He doesn't care about the Centaur, he doesn't care about the Snapfire, he doesn't care about anything that Hydra have on their side. And a good hero, let's say, would be a Juggernaut, but then you see Yersa and no, you don't wanna go that route. So Hydra, I have to say, I like their first three heroes, but the response from cybercats has been impeccable in this game. I think you go for that Zeus. The amount of catch that cybercats have isn't really that great, and the Zeus would be really, really good for Hydra here.
Yeah, and it is going to be the Monkey King that comes out here for Hydra. Is that going to be... That's going to be the carry here, right?
Carry, yep.
Yeah, because I don't see that running mid. I mean, how much do you like that up against you? I mean, okay, so you are going to be able to get the extra armor coming through from the Wukong's command when you're throwing that one out. You know, you've got the Jingu Mastery that comes through as well that's going to help the survivability. But the Ursa more than likely gets an Abyssal Blade out there somewhere. He doesn't really care about the damage coming through when he's enraged. You can get on top of you with the just being able to Earthshock and then really burst you down as well. While you are stunned, if he does get the Abyssal Blade out, you know, when you are stunned up, just coming through from those Fury swipes and the overpower that comes out. So how much is this game gonna revolve around that Ursa, Monkey King, you know, man mode fighting each other in this? Because, you know, the Centaur Warrior's gonna be able to get a good jump in, but you've got the controls coming through the Shrek and the Rubik as well. How much is that Wukong's command really gonna do in this game?
Gonna do a lot. The Monkey King is a pretty decent pick here. The only reason I'm not the biggest fan of it is because cybercats, they have the last pick, but how many heroes are really left there to deal with the Monkey King? You ban out the Viper. You know, even picking the Viper wouldn't feel too good considering you're playing with the Rubik. Hydra, they have really good heroes, or good hero in the Winter Wyvern to save the Centaur once the enemies jump him, and the Wukong's command is there to cover for him as well. So it's going to be very hard for cybercats to run in, and that is what they want to do. So I think this time around Hydra are even more prepared for the run-in of cybercats. And when you look at cybercats, it is their gameplay, it is what their draft does, and they can't bring themselves to actually chill a little bit at the early mid game. So I think that is what Hydra are gunning for. Just bait them in, they come in, Cold Embrace, Winter's Curse, the Wukong's command, and we crush them. And that is what you need. You need heavy AoE damage to deal with the Wisp, because you're not gonna be healing everyone. So I'm liking what Hydra have right now. I like their draft in the last time, in the last game as well. I think they came prepared. It just comes down to if they can execute properly.
Yeah, and cybercats now with their final pick. Looking for, I'm assuming they're off laner. I don't think Shrek's going to be run there, so yeah, looking for their off laner. Who would you pick up against this Monkey King? You know, who goes great against this hero in the off lane that might be able to do a little bit of damage? You know, slow Hydra's roll down, especially against this Monkey King.
It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. You want something that does a lot of damage. The Mars is banned out. That would be your ideal one.
Radiant's pick.
I just don't know. I want to see the Brewmaster. Okay. I guess Cinder Brew into an Ignite from the Rubik is quite solid. The burst potential for Hydra, it's not there. We talked about Snapfire and the Monkey doing the constant output of damage, but they can't really do the burst. This kind of will dissuade you to go for the Zeus. I still think it's a solid pick for Hydra. But the Brewmaster, once he splits, he's gonna have only one job, and that is hunt down the Zeus. If Hydra do go for it, I'd still take it. Solid last pick for cybercats, but there again with this pick showing we want to run at you. We want to be stronger. We want to outplay you in the laning phase and then just run at you. And Hydra's lineup is just made to survive all of that. What? Mid lane snap?
Mid Winter Wyvern?
Wyvern, yeah.
Yeah, we have seen it in the Eastern European teams have done this. So
Ascald as well, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a massive surprise to see the Winter Wyvern being picked out into that mid lane. In fact, there's a couple of Division 1 teams as well that have done it. Or it might have just been the one Division 1 team that did it twice. But yeah, so it's no major surprise, coming up against. It means you're going to be able to get early curses off. You're going to have that stacking damage that comes through for the Winter Wyvern. Maybe quick blink daggers if that's the way you want to go. So the engagement tool will be there from the side of Hydra. I don't know how much I like this Warlock. Just after the last game, because Shigetsu, if he gets those overpower, once that comes out, if he gets the overpower off, he's going to be able to deal with this golem pretty quickly. The damage coming through from the Fatal Bonds, you're going to be looking at what? The Multimate Cases coming through. I suppose the Centaur War Runner and the Monkey King damage is going to be alright. Being able to get the upheaval down as well onto the Ursa, so he's going to be easily kiteable as well. Okay, maybe. It's growing on me. The more I think about this, the more it's growing on me.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Warlock do too well in the games that we have casted, but I'm a firm believer in this hero. I think that he can be very, very powerful. I think that the idea here from the side of Hydra is just have something to allow the Monkey King to continue fighting. The problem with playing against Rubik and the Brewmaster is that you're always going to be around half HP, which kind of takes away your possibility to go in, and that is what you want to do against these two heroes. But with the Warlock being there, it enables you. And Hydra, we saw that that last game, at least in that Warlock lane, they did okay for themselves. So this time around, considering that it's much easier for them to play the lane with the Snapfire Centaur, much easier lane to play out than the Earth Spirit Darkseer, and Asgold, he is pretty good on the Winter Wyvern. I have to once again go for Hydra. I think that Hydra are not as good as cybercats, especially when cybercats play their tactic, and it is there. But when I look at these drafts, I think that Hydra are just so well prepared, and that they know exactly what cybercats are gonna do, and that cybercats don't know exactly what Hydra's plan is. That for me is a tactical advantage that if Hydra can't utilize, it's really gonna be a problem for them down the line as a team.
And I'll just ask you, well, I'll ask you both at the same time, because I was going to ask you one after the other anyway. But the Monkey King and the Ursa, we've seen a couple of different builds come out for both of them, but do you think in this game that they both want to be going towards that Battle Fury to try and, outscale the other? Or do you think Shigetsu goes for the Diffusal Blade, we see a Maelstrom coming out for the Monkey King? What is it that these two cores want to build into to try and get this game in their favor?
I'm gonna say Shigetsu goes for a Diffusal because it's Shigetsu, and I just don't see him as a Battle Fury type of player.
Yeah.
And for the Monkey King, you have two ways to approach it. One is the Battle Fury, the other one is the Echo Saber. In this game in particular, I'd rather he go for the Battle Fury. I think he is the ultimate core in this game. If he gets a good Wukong's command later on, he has enough damage, it's gonna be quite nice. Even if you drop the ball and they're quite weak, you can still go for a Deso after the Battle Fury and still have, because of your lineup, still have a good chance of getting a good Wukong's command off. So I think that we might see Rari go for a Battle Fury, and we know that Rari is a little bit more on the farming side.
Yeah, and just watching H2O as well as Kicked face off against each other, I think the two least scary right-click supports in the game, just having a bit of a face-to-face there over that bounty room, but it is going to be the 2-for-2 here as the rotation comes over from Koval from ICQ towards that off lane. How does this do against the Ursa? Does the Centaur Warrior, once he has that Vanguard out, is he really ever too scared of the Ursa here, or do you think that you still have to be cautious of those, the Fury swipes coming through, the overpower coming out from Shigetsu?
You tell me, man. Is there ever a time, whatever equipment you have, that you're not afraid of a bear? Maybe if you have a tank, but a shield is really not going to help you that much. Centaur is always going to be afraid of the Ursa in this lane, especially because the Ursa is going to be super aggressive, especially once his phase boots come out. So I don't really think that ICQ is going to be too eager to engage the Ursa even once the Vanguard comes out.
Well, the advice, you just make yourself look big, you yell loud, and sometimes the bear will run off. Though
Not when its cubs are there. Not when its cubs are there. And look at Yrsa, he has the cub on its back. They say the worst thing that can happen to you is that a mother bear attacks you when she thinks you're threatening her cubs. That they say it's one of the worst things that can ever happen to you in the world. So just imagine how mauled you're gonna get and how painful it's gonna be. And this is a father bear, so it's gonna be even more painful.
yeah, and I suppose the only thing you can do is, well, what do they say? If it's brown, lie down. If it's, I don't know what the actual saying is. I think if it's white,
if
say
it's
good
white,
night.
say good night.
That's the one. Yeah, yeah. And Ursa, he's looking, like you say, he's looking like he's going to be pretty scary here. He wants to be getting on the engage. Speaking about getting on the engage, in the bottom lane, Rari going to be taking a little bit of damage as the Cinderbrew comes through with the Fade Bolt here. So Rari is going to be taken down to this a little bit. He gets down to about half health, but there's no mana for the Warlock on that Shadow Word, so he's going to have to consume a Mango. Fatal Bonds do get dropped, and Phasor is going to be taking some harass right back onto this here. What can they do from this, though? There is going to be the Shadow Word onto Rari, so that heal will come through. And it's not looking, I mean, this bottom lane to me is looking like a little bit of swings and roundabouts.
I just don't want to see Kicked ever use the Shadow Word aggressively in this lane. We just saw how much damage Rari takes from a Cinderbrew and 2 spells, so you don't want that ever to happen. You want Rari to be close to full HP every single time. We saw it took him down to half HP as expected at the start of the draft, so Kicked should really be careful how he's using that one. Obviously, he does have a lot of mana to work with, but still, you need to be ready to heal him up back to full, because Rari is the one who's going to be doing the damage in this lane, and the Warlock is there pretty much to enable him.
Yeah, and as well, just watching ICQ just being chased away here by the little glowing ball of light. Obviously, he has the Ursa bow behind him, so the big furry scurry behind him there as well. Mid lane, Igor. How's he looking in terms of losses? So 15-5 and 13-2 in this mid lane, so not a massive difference between the two here. The bottle comes out for the Winter Wyvern. You've got Igor that's going to be over the bottle as well. How does this lane really play out? You know, like I say, does Ashgold want to be hitting that quick 6, looking for the rotations? You know, maybe getting the Winter's Curses onto the IO in that safe lane, or do you think he needs to be careful about leaving this lane too much? Because if he does, you know, you're going to have the Shrek that he's not skilled up just yet, but you are going to have that Diabolic Edict that's going to be able to do a lot of tower damage.
You don't do much, and you want to be farmed as a Winter Wyvern in this game. Before you got your Witchblade, you don't really do that much damage, so I doubt there's going to be big rotations. When it comes to this mid lane, I think the Lesh has a slight advantage. Yeah. He has a bit more damage. You know, he does have a spell to spam out and then get the creeps right off the bat, which is something, you know, with the Winter Wyvern, Splinter Blast just isn't that good of a spell as a Lightning Storm is. So obviously, you know, the lane is going as expected, but I don't see Asgold just rotating too much in this game. It's gonna be Igor that's gonna be looking for rotations when he has a bit more points in the Diabolic Edict up.
Okay, well, top lane as well. Koval's going to be coming in. There was the Centaur Stomp coming through from the neutral, so that was just a little bit of slow until she gets to stop that farm a little bit, which will let Koval there get off the Scatterblast. 2 points into that as well, so she gets to taking a little bit of harass, but he's going to be able to pull the creeps back into his favour now as well. Io moves down. And the Centaur, it looks like everybody's happy, just not getting super aggressive. You know, just finding the farm, finding the first couple of items, trying to find those diamonds. And as I say, that Stomp comes out, they're going to be able to get the double edge into the Cookie as well onto Shigetsu. Shigetsu, though, with the Earthshock. You want to try and turn himself around because the damage coming through, he's going to have the regen coming through from the headdress on the IO as well as a salve if it's needed, which, you know, H2O can pop on himself. If needed there as well, and the regen would travel through. So Shigetsu's not going to be too bad in terms of regen in this lane.
This is looking really good for Hydra. As I said, this top lane of theirs, it's not that hard to play. You know, you get the stun, the follow-ups as well, and the Ursa just takes a lot of damage. H2O will keep him alive, but if Shigetsu is scared to go in, that is what you're looking for.
Oh, it looks like, though, Shigetsu's going to be able to get those phase boots off, so Koval going to be taking a lot of damage. There will be the Storm coming through from the center of the Cookie as well. He's going to be able to get the Earthshock off. Only level 4, so he's not going to have the Enrage, and he will go down. ICQ picks up the first blood. H2O is going to be able to get the Revenge, but it might put him in a little bit of trouble here. 2 points into the double edge, and 2 points into the Stomp, and H2O has to be real darn careful about how far forward he wants to come now, and ICQ is just going to use the double edge to farm up. Meanwhile,
bottom lane,
the bottom lane, DK Focus is going to try and get the TPOA, but Rari is able to find that damage, find the kill onto Focus, and he couldn't get himself away from that quick enough.
Hydra are crushing it here. They're definitely crushing it. The mid lane, they're going somewhat even, you know, between Asgold and Igor, and they are winning both of the side lanes right now. You know, the Centaur, he got his Vanguard, he is low, so he can't really fight the Ursa right now, but he has shown that now with more points in the double edge, it's gonna be super hard for Shigetsu to lane there on the top lane. Even with an IO, they can't keep him alive, so it's gonna make it really tough now for the side of cybercats to play. We're looking towards the Lesh to change the status quo, but it is just not looking like he's gonna be able to do it in the next few minutes, which gives Hydra even more chance to force the issue.
Yeah, bottom lane, there is going to be the Primal Spring coming through. Telekinesis still onto the Monkey King, fills him away from Phasor. So, Rory, he tries to get a little bit aggressive there. They've already found that one pick onto Focus, but they're not going to be able to do anything against the Rubik up against DK Focus once again. And Phasor, in fact, Telekinesis, he's already used it, yes. It's on cooldown for the next 13 seconds. No mana for the Fade Bolt as well, so Kicked looks like he's going to be able to get at least one stack off. Top lane, though, Koval, she gets to as well as H2O coming forward. It looks like just to try and clean up this pull on the camp. Yeah, he's even going to go for the overpower here just to get those neutrals taken down.
I think after the last engagement, she gets to understand that he has to go for the Centaur. Because if you go for the Snapfire and the Centaur is full HP, he gets like 3 double edges off, you are done, right? He has to be low enough that he is scared to just go on you. So now he understands that he's going for the Centaur, but the thing is, the Stampede will come out soon. Luckily for cybercats, it seems like Shigetsu will get his level 6 first, so there is a chance they can make a play on the top lane now, cybercats, and that's gonna be really big. Bottom lane though,
oh, this might be bait here. Yeah, Kick, they were tracking the position of Brewmaster. Brewmaster is going to be able to get really darn close, but Rari comes through, level 7 onto Ashgold, going to drop that Winter's Curse. The Brewmaster, though, will be taken down. The shots fly through, so they might even go into Ego here. Does Rari want to carry on falling up onto this? The Fade Bolt does fly through. Phasor going to put himself in between himself and the Leshrac, and Ashgold, well, Haystream picked up for H2O as well, so there's going to be some extra movement speed here for the IO to get himself out of danger. But yeah, that was it was a bait that didn't really, I mean, it paid off initially, and then, you know, the Brewmaster got caught out and killed off anyway, but they were tracking down the Brewmaster Kicked as well as Rory rotating down. Just a really nice rotation through from the Leshrac that meant that they were able to get that initial kill first.
They were, but still, Hydra are not gonna be too mad about that one. You know, you still got a core kill. DK Focus definitely not doing well for himself. Ferrari, I think you have to be careful if you're the Monkey King.
Well, he does have the Jingu proc off, so he is going to be able to heal up. If the Shadow Word comes out as well, so he's going to be able to heal up through that Cinder Brew damage as well as the Fade Bolt. You know, there's going to be some stacks. The D-Ward comes out as well for H2O, so they are going to be able to stack this as well as the Ancient Camp if they want to. The bottom lane, you know, like I say, Fogus once again can just protect this tower and make sure there's no aggression coming out onto it. And meanwhile, Shigetsu's going to be given the... he's going to be going towards the Diffusal Blade. He's given the solo farm up against ICQ, while the rotation from the Snapfire, from the IO, just gives them some solo XP. The Stomp does come through though, but this time Ursa will have the Enrage if he gets into danger.
The thing is, cybercats, you know, even though their laning phase didn't go ideal, they got everything they needed from the heroes. The Ursa has solid amounts of farm, the Lash has a solid amount of farm, and DK Focus, the only thing he needs in this game is that Spirit Vessel. Even the Urn is enough. You know, you get level 6, you don't really need any farm on this hero, you just need to be able to split, and it's gonna be enough to create a play around the map. So right now I'm looking at cybercats and I'm thinking they should be running towards their Brewmaster, because if you see the Brewmaster missing, you know that cybercats are making a play. But if you see the Lesh missing, he might be farming at that point.
It looks like Fogus, he doesn't have the mana for the split. He does have the stick charges though. Is it going to be enough? He is going to try and use it. Split comes through now as well. So the chase onto Rari. Is he going to be able to get a kill onto the Monkey King? Monkey King, is he going to be able to get himself away? Faithful Bonds gets dropped. He's going to go for the Wukong Samani. There is going to be a really nice curse coming out onto the arrow now as well. Should he get that pickup? Askel's going to be claiming that kill. The cookie onto Rari as well. It's going to be outside of that Wukong Saman. But the chase down, DK Fogus, what can they do here? The damage comes through from the Scatter Blast. Really nice positioning from Koval to find 2 kills, keeping Rari alive, and just the rotation coming through from the entire team of Hydra. Great response there to get that return, or the turnaround on that fight and get the kills.
yeah, Kowal, he knows what he's doing on the top lane. You have a really hard to catch bear, a very strong one, but you have a shotgun, and you know, maybe I can go for this one, but on the other lane you have a drunk bear, and that one is much easier to hunt down. So the Brewmaster does get destroyed there, very nicely done. He was trying to use the Thunderclap immediately, might have been enough to kill Rari. Overall, a pretty solid play coming out from cybercats, but I just think the Lash was a little bit too late. It looked to me like Igor was gonna come there a bit earlier, but it was still a very beautiful Winter's Curse that came out. I think H2O didn't bring Igor because of the threat of the Winter's Curse, but I don't think Igor would have died to it, so I'm not really sure if that was a good play or not coming out from cybercats, but the Lash was definitely late, and that's the reason why the Monkey King survived.
Yeah, and Koval, like you say, bottom lane, did he want to try and go? It looks like Focus is going to back himself away. But yeah, like Koval's just taking some inspiration from the cosmonauts of old, you know, that used to come down from anywhere, for the rockets, and they used to carry a shotgun, because if they came down in the wilderness, they would need those shotguns for the bursts. So, you know, you can see the inspiration there for Koval, and he got it right this time, taking down the drunk bear, though I don't know how many bears get drunk in real life. I'm not saying that the answer is 0, but it's not all too common from what I know.
Maybe if some careless people leave things in the wild, it can happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen too often. But,
yeah, I suppose it depends on how many picnic baskets the birds can get their hands on. As I hear, that's it's an epidemic, you know, of birds getting themselves into camp position, just going for those picnic baskets.
Obviously, though, Hydra, they were trying to get the Earths on the top lane. I think cybercats did a good job slowing down the game, considering they lost the laning stage. But Hydra, they shouldn't be too mad about this. At some point, cybercats are gonna be wanting to run in, and you have the advantage, and you're actually fine. It's still weird to me Monkey King isn't going for the battlefield, though. Top lane Shigetsu.
Yeah, there is going to be the Stampede being used, though, as ICQ's just going to stand, trying to do the damage. The TP comes in from Phasor. He's stolen the Arctic Burn. What can they do? They're going to be able to get the stone onto Ego now as well. It's going to be the Winter's Curse back onto Leshrac, but Leshrac's not really going to be tickled by the IO that was the only one attacking him there. So Ashgold, the chase comes out. Mortimer Kisses are going to be used. Do they want to go even further onto this? Shigetsu comes in with the phase. It's right click coming through now as well, but there is going to be a really nice balance strike into the Wukong Command. Does he want to try it? The Enrage has already been used as well, so the Ursa will go down. And now the chase, are they going to be able to heal up, come back into this fight without relocate? Do they want to drag the Leshrac back into this? It looks like they do. They're going to be coming back full health, full mana now as well. So it's going to be the Arctic Burn coming through as well.
Not for long,
though. Igor, look at how quickly he's being burst down here by the side of Hydra. The chase is on. They're going to be able to find out the Monkey King. Do they have the drag back? Where's that telekinesis? Dragging him in. No, there is going to be the Cyclone though. So Rari still down on that low ground. And it looks like it's just going to be the Golem that maybe goes down. Maybe not even that. As they get themselves on top of the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster kicked will get the kill.
Hydra are just outplaying the cybercats.
Yeah, you can see again there is going to be Yule set to come through, so they might be able to get the kill onto the Snapfire. The Snapfire will go down. Shigetsu, Diffusal Blade onto the Golem. They do farm that up. A little bit of bonus gold though. They're going to be able to go. Do they want to try and turn this one around? The Winter's Curse is there, so maybe onto the IO, with the IO being super low. But the Arctic Burn comes out. They're going to be able to get the lockdown onto one. Can they get the damage onto two? Igor and Ashgold could be involved in both of those kills.
Oh, beautifully done by Hydra. This is what I was talking about. You want to run in if you're the side of cybercats and you're like, okay, they don't have the Stampede, let's go. And then there's the Wukong's Command, then there's the Mortimer's Kisses, then there's the Golem. You know, everything is just waiting for you to mess up. And cybercats are behind. They're still trying to play their game, and they're really good at this. But as I said, Hydra, they came prepared. I thought they were well prepared in the previous game, but this one even more so, because it's just so easy to execute. And cybercats, they get baited in by one spell twice in a row. They got baited in by the Stampede being used, and there's always another thing that's keeping Hydra in it. Also, in that last fight, Winter Wyvern having the Arcane Rune really made it easy, because he got 2 Winter Curses off.
Yeah, look at this as well. The Enrage is going to go. The Stampede's going to be used from ICQ. They are sticking around though, so they might be able to find out with the Yule Scepter onto the stone, onto the Centaur. So it looks like another balance strike once again into the Wukong Command. They're going to be able to find another bit of damage coming through with that double edge. So it will be the kill onto ICQ. They turn this one around, take down the Ursa as well as the Leshrac. Immediately the relocate comes out, and Phasor, he has to use his little legs to run away from this. He's not going to be able to float away. He did steal the Mortimer Kisses though, so that might be nice to set up here. But there is going to be again, if Ashgold wants to use it, he's not going to be able to get the tether away to anything. So that's going to be an easy kill onto the companion cube.
there it is. Just so many things for Hydra once cybercats are running in. And cybercats, we saw it in the previous game. That's why I was afraid of this happening. Is they're a pretty one-dimensional team, and Hydra, they've read it. They know what cybercats want to do. Last time around they read it, but they couldn't do much about it. This time around they have so many things just to deal with it, and it's just becoming more and more apparent every fight.
Yeah, and let's see what they want to do again, because the Wukong command is down for 60 seconds, so there is a little bit of an opening that cybercats might be able to fight something around this, but Asgold still has the curse. He's got that Witchblade up now as well, going towards the Boots of Travel. So it looks like the Ursa, I mean, he just wants to farm. He's going towards his own Blink Dagger, but he's been baited into that Wukong command twice now and been controlled up, so I'd really rather see him go for the BKB.
He needs the Blink. Right now, for cybercats, the way that their lineup is made, you need to have as many ways to make plays around the map. The Blink allows you that, and you know, if you want to be running towards your opponents, forcing some rotations, you want to have either a way to get in with the Blink Dagger, or a way to get out with it. If you jump in with the Earth Shock and they start TPing and you just blink away. I think for cybercats, they need to continue their aggression because that's what their lineup is made for, but they'll need better ways to approach the fights and get into the backline. So I don't really hate the Blink Dagger. It gives him more chance to outplay the opponents.
Yeah, it looks like they might be able to find a focus once again now as well. The smoke is going to break. Stampede comes out. The blink into the stomp, into the double edge. The damage is just going to be there. They instantly blow up onto the Brewmaster, and they might even be able to get the tier 1 tower out of this now as well. Monkey King does have that Orb of Corrosion, so this might be an opening as well. You know, you've got the little Shredder to come out in 14 seconds when that's refreshed. Multiple Kisses are going to be dropped by the Rubik, but it's only going to chase them away for so long before they come right back into this. In fact, they might just go into the pit now.
I don't think Hydra needs to make any rash moves in this game. They can't, because they're really good if cybercats go towards them. I would see us going into the pit of a way to force out a fight. But on the other hand, if I'm Hydra, I'm expecting cybercats to come for a fight anyway. So why would I give them my exact location? No reason to do it. So right now, what you're seeing Hydra is doing, they have the blink on the Centaur. The mid lane tower is down. They can easily get kills. So if Roche is the play, smoke, kill, and then walk into Roche would probably be the easier one to execute for them.
Yeah. And the Monkey King is going to be going towards that BKB now kicked. He's got the Golem back up, so he's going to be able to drop the rock if the fight kicks off. Ashgold, there could be a good setup there as well with the Winter's Curse, so they're pushing out onto this now as well. They're going to be able to see Ego. Do they want to be going onto this now as well? The Balance Strike will connect. The little Shredder comes through as well as the Cookie. So they might be able to do the damage. Wukong's command. Yule Scepter is only going to keep him alive. No, the Relocate! Oh, Relocate with that Yule Scepter now as well. Shigetsu comes in. There is going to be the Cold Embrace. And Shigetsu fighting on the edge of this Wukong's command. So the damage isn't going to be enough. The Winter's Curse does come through. Gets that lockdown. The Ursa might go down. He will go down, but they do not get anything from this. Yet, cybercats, do they want to carry on chasing onto this? Because the Leshrac didn't come back in with H2O. So now the Stampede, they're going to be able to chase even further onto it if they want to. The Cookie comes out with the tether of the Balance Strike. It's not going to connect, and at least it looks like they're going to be able to set up onto this tier 2. Fortification is going to be used, but there's still going to be a decent amount of damage going onto that tower before they back themselves away. The chase comes out though. What do these 3 heroes on the side of cybercats want to do? They're going to be able to fight around this outpost as well. So the Ursa, when he comes back, the Rubik, when he comes back, they're going to be able to get into this fight quick if they want to. Cyclone onto the Warlock. It looks like the Split Earth. They're going to be able to do damage onto Kick. Do they have the lockdown? They absolutely do.
Okay, at least you get something if you're cybercats. But again, if I was Hydra, and I think they do. They have read what cybercats want to do every single game. They understand how these guys want to play. And cybercats, I just don't think that they're that much better than Hydra in terms of mechanical skill. I don't think that there are those kind of gaps any longer, that you can do whatever you want. And now Hydra, they just re-engage because it's... Cybercats are gonna be greedy and they're gonna look to fight. Those are the 2 things. And Hydra, for now, they're exploiting both of those. And even the only times that they themselves are forcing fights, the only thing that they're leaving behind is the support. So it's working out perfectly for Hydra. And that it was even a really bad situation for them, because they used the Golem to try to stop the Relocate, and they messed it up by half a second. So, you know, it doesn't get better for cybercats.
Yeah, and they are going to push on now onto this tier 2 tower, and the fortification has been used, so Rari going to be able to lead the line. The Shadow Work comes out to heal out the creeps as well. A little Shredder coming through for that minus armor onto the tower, and it looks like they just want to carry on pushing up. You know, Hydra, they're taking this map control. They're going to be able to take down this outpost as well, and the Roshan's open because Shigetsu, he does have his TP, but he's down on the other side of the map. He's looking towards that BKB, and he's still going to be about, what's that, 500 gold from being able to complete this, if you want to. So Hydra are just taking this top map control as their own.
Oh, with Shigetsu going for a BKB, it means that he's expecting big fights. Means that the cybercats really aren't gonna be running around. They're not gonna be trying to find some openings. They just want to straight up run into Hydra, and they think they can win a fight. I don't think so. I think they're gonna get slapped if that does happen, but this BKB shows me that that might be their idea. Maybe it's just for Shigetsu to keep himself safe, but to me it's looking like cybercats are preparing for a big Roche fight. They're gonna have 2 BKB, so this is the timing where you have to make something happen. If the Roche goes to Hydra, cybercats are gonna be in deep trouble.
Yeah, and you can see the Monkey King already going towards that pit as well. He's got the Mischief off, so they are starting to set up a cone of vision around the Roche pit. You know, they're starting to set up. In fact, the smoke comes out from Hydra first. Are they going to try and look for a pick before they go into the pit? Maybe even just push onto the tier 2 tower in the mid lane first as well. So it looks like they are rotating around. Where's the vision though? It's not in the Radiant jungle where the Rubik is, where the Ursa is. The Ursa is going to show on the lane though with these creeps, so they might just make a beeline towards Shigetsu. Yeah, the TP comes in from Askel as well, looking for that early lockdown. Shigetsu, Stampede is going to be used, so Askel trying to close the gap. Shigetsu is going to be able to get himself away from this. It might just be Phaser that's the sacrificial one. He steals a Stampede. Can they get away from it? It looks like he's going to be able to get the TP. Maybe not the Arctic Burn. Vision, did you want to go for the Winter's Curse? Doesn't come out in that TP now as well. Shigetsu, he's got the Earth Shock, so he's going to be able to use the Phase Boots as well as that extra movement speed to get himself away. And it looks like both heroes on the side of cybercats are going to be keeping themselves alive.
Big thing for cybercats, there is no Stampede on the side of Hydra. If there was that's your main spell now that the Ursa has the BKB, is that Stampede. So cybercats, if I was them, I would want to make a move right now. The thing is, they're not trying to do so. They're just being a bit greedy. Maybe they don't feel like they can fight, but this was the timing that they actually could have done so.
Yeah, and Rari's going to step in. He gets the balance strike here onto the IO once again, but he's going to be able to get that tether away to Ego. In fact, they found the stone onto the Snapfire now as well. Snapfire trying to do what he can with the Force Staff. It looks like they're going to be able to drop the Golem as well. So Winter's Curse, the damage coming through onto the IO. Shigetsu though gets the kill onto Colville. Can he follow up in on this even more? H2O is going to try and keep himself alive, but the Splinter Blast kicked will be able to claim that kill. Focus, does he want to carry on going here? It looks like Rari trying to get himself away. There is that Spirit Vessel on him as well. The chase. In fact, where's the Ursa? The Ursa's going to be slowed down by this Arctic Burn, so they might even try and turn onto this Hydra. The upheaval comes out as well for the extra slow. And look at this, Shigetsu is just being burnt down slowly but surely. The blink, it's going to miss. He pops that BKB just to make sure he can walk himself away from this, but 4 heroes on the side of Hydra stacking up. They are going to have that Snapfire in 11 seconds, IO in 15.
On one side, I was like, Hydra don't need to fight here. Why are they forcing this? On the other side, though, they did force out the BKBs of Cybercats. Once the Cybercats BKBs get low, the game is gonna become pretty much impossible for them. The Monkey King doesn't really care about his BKB charge. If he's inside of the Wukong's command and his monkeys are hitting, he is still gonna survive long enough for the damage to be there. So Cybercats, it's much more important for them for these BKB charges to work. As I said, very weird to me that Hydra wants to fight, because that was the big timing for Cybercats. But if you want to seal the deal in the next 10 minutes, you might as well just force out those BKBs, and Cybercats will have nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, and are they going to try and make something happen? The Arctic Burn comes out, Ego's going to be spotted. Ego, he's got 4 seconds before that BKB's back up as well. Does ICQ want to go on to this? It looks like Ego, they're going to get the relocate, take them out to a little bit of a safer position here. I always love when this happens, that the IO gets that, the relocate out and just immediately goes back to where the relocate was from. But it makes sense that you get yourself in a better position, or you get a better engagement angle to come in through on the side of Hydra. But Hydra just backed themselves away as soon as that relocate came out. ACQ with the Invis rune as well, setting up for maybe a stun onto Ego, if you can find it with that blink.
They saw him though. They had the ward and a sentry, so cybercats are gonna know that this is happening. It's most likely not gonna result in much. I even thought that they were gonna prepare a bait, but cybercats, they don't feel comfortable enough. They know they need big fights. I think if you're cybercats right now, considering that you have those BKBs, they're gonna get lower. You need to use the BKB charges to get ahead. Now, if the game is even and your BKB charges are low, I'd put my money on the side of Hydra. So cybercats, they're aware of this, so they're trying to find a bigger fight. Let's see if they'll be able to do so.
Yeah, I think that's the blink dagger coming up for the Ursa now as well, so he is going to have that engagement tool, the gap closer if he wants it. He's going to be going towards a basher, but meanwhile this is going on. Hydra is straight into the pit. They feel comfortable to get themselves in there. You know, there is going to be maybe a rotation over from the side of cybercats. They will smoke up for this as well. Yeah, they are going to go for the smoke, but they're going the wrong way. Yeah, they weren't heading straight up the river. You know, they're cutting down before they go up. And this Roshan, it's getting low. It's getting there. Are they going to be able to find anyone in the pit, though? ICQ is pretty down low. The Shadow Word trying to keep him healthy. Looks like he's just going to be Shigetsu coming into this. He's going to be using the Earthshock. Immediately, Rory gets that jump away. And everybody's out. Stampede will be used here on the backline, so telekinesis comes out. ICQ has already used that BKB to get himself away, so that's going to be a tool that he's not going to have in his arsenal. And Stampede stolen. So Rubik's just going to pop this. Just as maybe a show of dominance that he did have it.
Very nice play from the Rubik there. A bit of a mistake from the Centaur is using the BKB, but he didn't know he was under vision. Really nice word plays during that smoke. And now, you know, Hydra, they're trying to force it yet again.
But it looks like the Brewmaster playing on the bait. He does have that split available. He might have to use it soon. Ooh, he was teasing it.
They want to force it out. This is the thing from Hydra. They really want to force it out. On the other side, cybercats, they want to force out some spells and then go in. But with the Wukong's command, now everyone knows that Hydra, they are going for this.
Yeah, this Roche, look at it. It's going to go down, Igor. If no one gets this, so that's going to be the Aegis to Rari. What can they do inside of this now? The Stomp comes out. They're going to be able to go into the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster's coming out. In the Winter's Curse, he's going to go down. He will go down. And now Igor is going to be able to go in. The damage comes through from onto Igor, and Igor will fall. Asko gets himself a double kill. They're going to be able to go onto... No, the tether away onto the IO. So the IO, at least for a little bit, gets himself into safety. The Winter's Curse was stolen, though. She gets her on the back line. She's going to be able to get the kill onto the Starfire with that BKB. Just going to be able to go for the TP away. What else can they chase down, though, on the side of Hydra? Looks like H2O might be the target as the Primal Spring... Going to be off the mark there. H2O does get himself into a better path with the Tether, but it just puts the Rubik into danger. Yeah, there's going to be the blink forward. Phasor will go down. Shigetsu probably doesn't want to contest into this. The damage H2O is going to be able to get himself away, though.
Dyer's mid towers having
technical difficulty. I mean,
the thing is, I just don't see cybercats winning this one any longer. When I saw the draft, I was like, it's gonna be hard for them, but you know, there is a chance. But you saw that they played it really well in the previous fight. I just don't see how you played better. Right now, you're in a position, split pushing not gonna happen, pickoffs, your team is not good at it. So what you are left is with team fighting, and you team fighted that perfectly. You waited out all the spells that's without the Wukong's command, and you lose. And you don't only lose, you lose badly. And your BKBs are getting lower. So cybercats, you know, they might win one fight, but even that I doubt is gonna happen.
Yeah, and you could kind of see it when they were just letting Rari take the Roshan, you know, when they were just standing back, letting it go down, the Wukong's command comes out. Obviously, it's not the optimal time to jump, but they just kind of, you know, like I said, they just let it happen. There was no wraparound, no trying to engage from a different angle to try and catch heroes out. It's cybercats are playing this so defensively, and they're just letting, you know, Hydra dictate all the tempos. In fact, now the telekinesis comes out, it's going to try and keep focus alive, because that had to be, again, a defensive telekinesis from the side of cybercats to keep the hero going.
Yep, they definitely needed that, but this is not gonna help. Hydra right now are in full control. You have the BKB, so even if cybercats, you know, they force out some very weird fight for Hydra, they're still probably not gonna be able to do much. So I'm trying to find a way that cybercats can engage and what needs to happen. But in the last fight, Stampede used the stolen Winter's Curse, the you know, the Wukong's command being used, and you still lose the fight. So I just don't know. You need to force out all of the spells, and for Hydra to get nothing, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, where's he TPing? Ursa's just gonna go back towards the tier 3, just looking for the defense. The Monkey King got himself the Basher, got himself the Echo Saber, Aegis for the next 2 minutes or so. So yeah, this is completely in Hydra's control, and all of the ultimates apart from the Stampede. How far is the Stampede? 34 seconds away. And they can still, I mean, look at this. Rory just goes in. Okay, the telekinesis does come through, but the stomp into the blink. Multiple cases are going to be used, and this is going to be a little bit better if they can disengage. But Fazo doesn't look like he's going to be able to get him away from this. And ICQ continues to chase against Stampede. 19 seconds away. So Cinderbrew is going to be dropped onto ICQ, but there's going to be the balance strike here onto the IO. IO's not going to be able to get himself away. The tether does come through. The split out now as well. The Winter's Curse though onto Leshrac again, just to keep him locked down while this Wukong man comes out. The rock gets dropped. They're going to be able to get 2. They're going to be able to get 3. Can they go even further onto this? Shigetsu has to pop the BKB. BKB comes out from ICQ. The bash onto the Ursa. The Ursa, he's got that enrage, but is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Stampede now going to be used again. The balance strike comes out. He uses that enrage. Rory doesn't care. Rory's just going to go into the high ground from this. The cookie comes out, the control, and now onto Focus. It's going to be a 5-man wipe going the way of Hydra, and there's no way that cybercats can defend against this. It's going to be a lane of rocks.
I think this should be GG. If I was cybercats, I wouldn't see any more ways to fight. Maybe they can read their heroes a little bit differently, but at this point in the game, it's just over. So you accept defeat, and you think about how to either prevent Hydra from countering you in the next game, or you think about playing another style. I'm not sure. They did win one game, but if Hydra are this well prepared in game number 3, I'm not sure. Even though I see cybercats as they played Dota a bit better when they played their thing, if they're countered, it's still gonna end up this way.
Yeah, and ICQ's going towards the heart now as well. This is kind of getting into Hydra looking for those late game items, while the side of cybercats, they're still looking for their mid game. You know, you've still got the Brewmaster looking towards that Ag Scepter. He's about 1,000 gold from completing. IO's only just really got the mechanism out. You've got the Rubik that's got I'm gonna say it's got sweet fuck all in his backpack, apart from maybe the being able to bring out that eighth lens. Leshrac, okay, the BKB is nice. You've got yourself the Sanj and Kaya coming out as well, but it's
Come
not
on,
really
give him some
standing up.
slack. Give him some slack. He has pretty much the same amount of farm as his offlaner. You know, DK Focus has a bit more, but he doesn't have his acceptor. So this Rubik, I'd say Fezor is actually compared to the other ones doing really well. So thumbs up to you, Fezor. Even though Rob here he is telling you have nothing though. Yeah, but cybercats they pretty much don't have much on their heroes, so they're going for a smoke. It wouldn't surprise me that they go all in with this one, and once they lose the fight, they'll probably accept the defeat.
He's making a beeline for the double damage rune here. Askell, the Invis comes out. Do they have the reveal onto this? Askell's just going to see the Stampede comes out. The BKB is going to be there. Does he want to try and go for the Winter's Curse? He looks at the back line. They're going to be able to get themselves on top of the Rubik, and that's going to be another death coming the way of cybercats. And now, ICQ's been caught out a little bit. The force staff down, and the Winter's Curse going to be used. Igor, no one around to catch it out. Back lines, though, she gets to just get the kill into Corville.
They might get the kill on kicked.
Oh,
let's
this
go cybercats.
might be massive in terms of, well, they got the kill onto one of the supports, but Rory now, in fact, Shigetsu's fighting through this rage. The Stomp comes through, and it looks like they're going to be able to take down the Ursa once again. Yeah, 29 to 11 and 32 minutes into this, and it just opens up another tier 2 tower here for the side of Hydra. Maybe even, GG's just going to be called. Cybercats, like you say, they know they can't win this. The fight's always going the way of Hydra, so they're gonna throw in the towel. They're gonna say that it's over for us. Enjoy game number 2. We'll see you in game number 3.
Now we see that cybercats, in the last game I saw that they were constantly going in, and even though they didn't have to do so, they were ahead, so it worked out, and they are definitely looking like a really strong team here, not wanting to GG out. I think it seems like, two people when they're in love. No, you stop the phone call. No, you do it. No, you do it. So no one really wanted to GG out. In the end, Igor, he's like, okay, guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the man of the house, and he writes it down. I was surprised that cybercats didn't GG out earlier, but trying to fight, trying to outplay your opponents, maybe thinking what you can do better next game. Was it the draft? Was it your plays? I personally think it's the draft. And they might have had some openings to do something with it, but it was way too tough. Hydra came super prepared for this series. I even liked their draft in the previous one, just the execution wasn't there. But definitely when it comes to the drawing board, Hydra on point. I'm liking what they have, and I know that Askold, he talked about how much he learned from Zayats, and he's doing a really, really good job as the captain. So props to him for this game.
Yeah, so that is going to be it for game number 2, but we still have a third and final game to come, guys. So go get yourself something to drink, something to eat, and then get yourselves back in about 10-15 minutes for the final game of Hydra versus Cybercats. We'll see you after the break.